But you know, just
We just had that discussion.
Whoa. You know, there's so much.
It doesn't do contracts. Right, they don't do contracts, but they'll do.
That's a lot.
I have some, if I sit too long, it's hard.
Take care.
All right. Do you need me for this?
Hey. All right, this is the time set for Public Health Nurse Annie Young decision on preliminary budget, revised health nurse position description, and part-time health assistant description. Okay. We've got a couple of position descriptions here. Okay, good. You sign this? Okay. What's your pleasure?
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Ann.
Good morning, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Is that too bright in your eyes right there?
No.
Scott's one little
I have my
sunshine.
sunglasses, so it's about.
So, Annie, we have a revised description for the county health nurse and a description, or job description for the I guess we'll call it a part-time public health assistant and clerk. Did you get a copy of that?
Today, I did not receive a modified copy. Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Is that, were there,
Yeah,
oh,
well,
you added a couple of little
it
things?
wasn't a big deal, we just added some things, maybe some things we should have in the first place.
Okay.
Some accountability to us and, I don't remember what we changed to.
And the
Regular
format,
contact.
got the LSA status is in. This one. What's FLSA?
Family leave.
Fairly.
Oh, I think,
I think we wanted to make sure that it was more of a job description, exempt employee, what's the word, Mike? Exempt employee? Exempt employee, a salaried employee, okay? So, you know, you can do a timesheet with all these hours, but we're gonna look at them every week and go, but you're a salaried employee, which means that you don't get overtime. So, and whoever holds the position, it's just a little clear description. The public health assistant and clerk, most of that was provided by you, so I think that's it.
I put in there, I added also there under areas of job accountability and performance that performs other duties as needed, because it's, you know,
Smart.
Yes.
because there wasn't, you know, it's still uncharted ground.
Right, so you can actually ask them to do things, and then maybe revise the job description later, and you probably will.
Yeah, and I'd like to also develop like a competency checklist so that I know what my expectations are and see if there's areas that they need help in. It
Sure.
will just help me identify.
Well, you'll have to do evaluation,
Yeah.
and the evaluation has those kinds of comments in there. Plus you can add your own comments, and we'll actually see those evaluations, have some discussion with you about it, okay? So gentlemen, what's your pleasure? Do you wanna talk about the public health nurse, preliminary budget decision first?
Let's do.
Okay, so. Your preliminary budget has been expanded. The way we did that was, I don't have it in front of me, go ahead, Mike.
We took, your budget was 4.30 mils, and that equated to $55,766. We changed that to 6.99 mils, which equates to $90,653. And with that, the cash, and I'm looking, I think that's what you get from, we have 17,695, and anticipated is 36,459.
That's the money you're anticipating you're bringing in, and
Yeah.
the 17,
36,000.
the 36,
Oh.
459.
Okay.
And that brings the total budget to 152,134.
what was the 17,000?
17,695.
Cash, still are.
And they have plus here 7327, which I don't know. Let me see if that's included in that.
What's that 7327?
Yeah, what is the 7327? I don't know.
Actually, I think I should say, that's what we're gonna put back in the budget
Oh,
In the cash, so to say.
From that,
from Bill. Okay, I think that's what it is, Scott. It's the 12,000 plus
Yeah.
5,500, so it gives you a total cash.
of 25,022.
But your budget's gonna be, Annie, 152,134. Okay, she'll have to finalize it today, but let's just say, so can you run the health department, half-time for you, an assistant, this includes your assistant, and on 152? Well, we are, I mean, it's just the way the state of our.
It's the way it was set up to be ran, so that's, I mean, we're taking mills away from other
General.
stuff to cover, so it can help me out, so. It's hectic, I mean, it's tough when you start pulling from other stuff.
You see what Scott's talking about, you see,
Trying to make stuff.
great,
the 699
was taken from all those
from,
other.
no,
No,
taken
just
right
taken from up
from the
there.
general, okay?
General.
The advice we got was she felt that this was a strong enough, so it was 87, now it's 82. Remember when we talked about everybody shares, but we, by law, can't go over 135, okay? So you understand? And hey, Annie, if you had a health crisis, okay, there are lots of ways to mitigate that. You know, there's state money, we can get grants, we can declare an emergency, but if we're working together, okay, I mean, if we had a health emergency, different ballgame all changes, okay? You just keep us informed, and we get Rick Day involved, and we start figuring out how we're gonna make this money make it work. Okay? This is just to run your day-to-day operations, the way you think, you setting the priorities, we're not, okay?
Well, and I'm trying to avoid a health crisis, so,
Exactly,
you know.
exactly, but some of the stuff you can't, it's like the
Right.
sheriff, he don't know when he's gonna have a law enforcement crisis.
right,
So, but we all work together to say, all right, we know that's out there potentially, but for right now, let's try to stay within our,
right.
so, no big deal, I mean, that's how this whole thing works, it's, us working together with you, you know, we'll give you a warning, let's say 6 months from now, we look at your budget and go, oh, I wonder if she's gonna make it, you know, instead of having pulling money from the pilt, what we do is have a conversation about how to best manage those dollars.
Right, and I think, in going through the first year of what to expect and how to manage the budget, I have a better idea of how to manage those monies.
Because we had no history. That's
You
the
had
biggest.
bad history.
We didn't have any history
Yeah.
to speak of.
Yeah,
You know, so
But
that's,
it's
that's,
still, a budget's a budget, no
Yeah.
matter what, you
Yeah.
gotta really watch them.
and so in, managing that budget in a more, careful manner, I can hopefully have better numbers for anticipating, better numbers for what we're using. I've identified areas that need improvement, such as the billing with UNITA.
Yep.
We do need to budget for those log tag, data loggers for the refrigerators and freezers. I have those numbers and have been doing shopping to try to find who can give us the best,
You put
numbers.
that in your budget here?
Yeah, we took that into
Not-
consideration
Yeah,
when we
not,
changed the mills.
not in that budget, because it wasn't, I mean, it's for this coming year, so I wasn't clear on the longevity of our current data.
But you gave us some ballpark figures that we figured in. When we put the mill up from, 4 something to 699, we had those numbers. And we had your system. And we had the experience from last year. Is it perfect? No, but that's how you budget.
Right.
What we don't know is how much money you're gonna bring back in that you'll book. Let's say it's not 36,000, let's say it's 46,000, right? Next year, we'll put your anticipated dollars up, maybe to 46,000 or whatever, okay? And that means you'd have 10 more thousand to deal with next year, okay? But we don't take the money coming in and just spend it back in the program. No, actually, we did when we were supposed to do that. We're not gonna do that. Okay, you're gonna, what Scott says, you're gonna live within your budget, that's what he's talking about.
So when we're talking here, Andy, like on your travel, you got change to 12,485. That was 4560. And it's trying to figure out why else would be triple on your
12,000, which line is that on?
370? Am I reading it wrong?
Oh, 370, yes.
2,500 for travel.
75?
That's
20
what I got.
I got
2,500, that was including, no, well, that's the one that I have, but I didn't have that number. I had that I anticipated one trip to Drummond from Phillipsburg office every week, 60 miles round trip times 0.545, because I had not charged for travel at all last year.
So,
And then
but that shouldn't
approximately
come at
6,
12,000, should it?
no, I don't know where the 12,000 came from.
I don't either.
And then the other
Is this your
one,
budget or is
This is what she put in.
I don't have that number, I have,
Do you want a copy of what she has?
This is
oh, I,
what Blanche gave us.
12,485, is that what you have, Scott?
Have what?
12,485.
Yeah, and travel.
The total travel now is 2,500. Right here, Scott.
I have both numbers, so I'm not sure which number.
This is the new.
That's the one that Blanche gave us.
This is the one we don't work on, I think. Yeah, I think so.
And then I anticipated, I mean,
This is
I
what
don't
she
know,
was-
but,
When you bring budget, and this is what she supplies.
This is what Annie gave us, but
Right,
this
that's
is what
what I
she
have
ended
here.
up
That's
with.
what I got.
Yeah, this is what it's gonna be,
okay.
okay? So let's talk about the, yeah, hang on a second.
Want me to make a copy?
No.
I wanna use Scott's here, but you just asked about the refrigerator monitoring devices, okay? So in supplies,
Right,
you had doubled your supplies from 10 to 20,600. We cut it to 15,000. Then you brought us the data on that you needed those, so we put it back to 20,600. So
Alright.
we did plug that in there, okay?
Okay, because we spoke about that.
Exactly,
Okay,
and
Yeah.
so it's there,
all right.
okay? So go ahead.
Well, Scott wanted to say something, I think, or you just wanted to look at it.
I lost my train of thought.
I am in the process of applying for a grant that needs to be done by the end of October, and I'm working hard on it. And it's a vague number of what to use it for and on, and I'm in the process of writing it, and, that is,
So is this grant gonna require a match? Okay,
Before submittal, I would just occur to get on the commissioner's agenda.
Pardon?
Before you submit it, I just have to get on
oh,
the commissioner's agenda.
totally, yeah. Yeah, I'm not, I just got numbers from Mike, like our EIN numbers and DUNS numbers and all that stuff, so.
so here's what happens
What's
sometimes.
this 19,000 that I'm interfund transfers out? See where this here? 19,756.
So here's what happens sometimes, you can take any one of those things, let's just say it's a supply issue of a vaccine or something you can get a grant for to get something different, okay? You gotta think about, do I have the time to do this? Yes, I can do it, I'm gonna see if I can get this grant. They want a 10% match, come in and see us, we'll talk about one of those line items can we take that match money out of, right?
Mhm.
Okay. You can do that as long as it's similar in your budget to what we normally spend that line item for. Make sense? Can't take travel money and put it into, for a grant for supplies. But you can take supply money and say, okay, I can take 10% out of my supply money for my grant. Okay, so we have to have those discussions, is what I'm saying. And, yeah, be careful of grants. It's always good to read them, it's always good to, they're gonna be coming to you with some things. The first question you need to ask is, what's my match? And, can I make a soft match too? Doesn't always have to be cash. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's just you providing the services enough to meet the grant, so ask those questions.
On that service.
Yeah. It could be a soft match or a cash match.
What's the latest with Monida? Are they working with you, or are you gonna have to work with something else?
Well, I still have not received a reply. I sent another one this morning to CC to Paul. This is like the third time I've sent her an email requesting what is the contract, is there a contract, what's included in the contract. I still have not heard. I've got another name for someone that possibly might be able to do billing, that has previously done billing in the past. I did follow up on that other resource that Maria sent us, and she hasn't given me money, but it didn't sound real positive.
So I'd look at just basically it's a performance contract, and then they've been doing the service, but yeah, you could go with someone else.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Well, but I still would like to know I'd like to have a list of all those outstanding accounts so
Yeah.
that I can recoup that money if possible. Everyone that received an immunization signed that professional agreement saying, I'm responsible for the bill, whatever's not covered. I'm gonna hold them to that. They are responsible for the costs.
Maybe potentially you could use another company then to do
Yeah,
that.
and that all takes time,
Yeah.
and in the meantime, those are all aging further accounts, and so, I wanna move on it.
Right.
8, statute of limitations, 8 years, but yeah, letting them go is not a good idea.
Did you have any other questions?
Just wanted to see what you found out.
Just on that 19, that's just, she brings in, and that's during slow times, so if there's needed, it's
guess I
It's
don't
like-
understand.
What number is that one?
19,756.
That wouldn't be on that.
Okay.
It would be on the Blanche's new budget.
Basically reserves or reserve.
Oh, it's
Okay.
in reserves, okay, okay.
In case it's something, you know, it's there.
So is that 15% reserve? Is that what?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Is that included in the budget, or?
Yep,
It is.
yep, that's
It is.
completely, that brings it to 152. That's what,
Okay.
when I went to 19,000.
We try to put reserves in all of our budgets.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So let's go back to maybe on the 9th or 10th month of your budget, and we can do the math, and it's not gonna work out. We go, okay, Annie, we'll authorize you to use your reserves, and for a portion of that, okay?
All right.
We don't recommend it though.
No.
That's just,
Keep it in reserve if you can. By the way, you don't lose that money, it comes back as cash, okay?
Can you carry it over then?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's, that's why you see cash is 17,000, but she's smart, she puts it back in the reserve. Blanche is taking care of you, she takes care of us, so.
Yeah.
And what's really good and keeps us on top of it is you come in quarterly and just walk in the door and say, hey, everything looks good, my budget's right on track, I've spent 25% for the first quarter, and oh, maybe at 6 months, you might have a line item that you really got snowballed. And that's something we gotta have, or gotta know.
That's what he's talking about, that's right here, what percentage do you use, okay? You need to watch that very carefully, you'll see, when you get a new budget, a calculation every month or so, this is what you do, okay? That's a
what you-
percentage used,
Right.
okay? You gotta watch that carefully, because Commissioner Adler will. All right,
it just scares me when you start seeing so many up into the, you know, and I know there's stuff going on. We're sitting at 206, 99, 97, 106% averages out. So
Well,
we
and
gotta really watch what we do.
I think those supplies are directly attributed to two things. One is immunizations, private immunizations, and the other one is,
We're just gonna have to be a little, I don't know if it's legal to say that. We're gonna have to be more stricter when people want some of this stuff, if they don't have it, they gotta pay for it. They
well,
don't get the shot unless they pay, cause I mean, we can't keep taking on a pill to cover people's stuff.
right.
That's my opinion.
Well,
I think we work together, I think we can get that.
Oh, yeah, I
think
know,
we
I'm
can.
just saying though, it's, you're gonna have them come, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. You know, you've been through it, it's a business, it's.
I had a discussion with Blue Cross Blue Shield since they do those clinics for the caravan, and they are going to, they said that they bill out other organizations, they reimburse at a lower rate, but since we were running behind on the costs, they would honor those administration fees. And so,
Good.
and include the senior center in on the caravan clinic, since I can't have the seniors ask them to be going up the stairs in a van. So it's included in a 2-week period, which is really cool.
It's good.
All right.
So they'll reimburse at a higher rate.
They'll reimburse, yeah,
Yeah,
so that's good.
yeah. Yeah, we're reimbursement.
Any other questions?
No, I think, we'll work together and stuff will come up, but as long as we're, working, we can make it work. We need to make a decision about the, public health nurse position description. Does she have a?
I just got,
Okay.
I just got
Good,
it.
okay.
And I have not had a chance to review this one yet.
Yeah.
You
No,
better
that's,
review before you.
no, this is the. we're on
The aid? Oh,
aid.
I
We're on
wrote
aid.
that one, I'm
We're
pretty
on aid.
sure.
On the aid.
Well, I take that back. We're on the public health nurse position description. So we didn't make big changes, we just made little changes in it.
But I wasn't good till you read the book, because she's already said on record that she hasn't read it.
Okay. Take a second.
Right?
Let me see the agenda again.
Ben?
The agenda.
I haven't had any nursing or nursing students assigned to the health department, but that'd be fine if.
It's in there if
Is
you
that-
need to.
Yeah. Yeah, you added the FICMR.
Maybe she doesn't just say. Somebody she doesn't just say reserves.
Because she said something about the way it's gonna be.
For idiots like me.
She would know.
Yep. Okay.
Was the education, was that, I had thought it was previously a baccalaureate degree in nursing. Is that not the case? On the last page, under education?
Right, is a degree in nursing? Oh, so it could be, like an LPN, huh? No.
Well, that's pretty vague. If you just say requires a degree in nursing, it should be a baccalaureate degree.
Yeah, well, they wish we can make that change. Why don't we just make that?
That's a four-year degree.
Yeah, like a BS, right?
Or a BA.
Or a BA.
But yeah, just saying baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. And let's see, special requirements.
You good with it?
Yes.
We'll make that one change. Mike, did you see that? Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we need to discuss the part-time health assistant clerk, we call it, position.
Well, do we have to make a motion on this revised public health position?
Yeah, I guess we do. You want to make a motion?
I would move to accept this Granite County Public Health Nurse position description
With the change?
with that change to SBA to education requires a BA degree in nursing.
Is there a second?
Or a baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate.
Cover the
However you
BS,
wanna do
yeah,
it.
baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate. Is there a second?
Just a second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So,
I said, yes, I said.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said I
I
seconded
was letting her
that.
finish reading in case there was any other changes.
Oh.
I apologize, I thought you said I seconded that.
I was like, well. When I see her, this.
Commissioner Adler, did you second it now? Or
You
what?
already got it done, go ahead.
So, we put you down as the second, right? Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, part-time health nurse, assistant clerk position description, remember that's in her budget.
Have time.
halftime.
halftime. And I've looked over this position description and, so, it looks good to me.
Anything you want to change in there, Annie?
I don't know if I need to add like how many pounds, like you had in my description, you know, able to lift and carry. Is it a work comp issue type thing?
Well, it's more, well,
Could be.
if that's what you need them to lift, then it should be in there, so then if they're on notice when they apply.
So do you want to put in performance standards?
You know how many pounds they gotta lift, is that what you're saying?
Well, they have, walking and lifting, like the physical demands, may be able to transfer over to this description also, so that it's equal.
From yours to the.
Right, and then that way it's consistent, you know, with stair climbing and,
I thought it was on there, here.
I don't
It
think,
just says the work requires some,
but it's spelled out a little bit
such a thing.
clearer.
40 pounds. Do you want this transferred over to
Right here?
From be the same in both,
Well, and Mike had given me a job description template that you use for the county, so that's what I was using for this, you know, so that we'd have similar descriptions.
Is that what you're saying?
Right, add last paragraph on page 2, add to
Abilities.
I would put all that in
Clerk.
here covered.
Physical and environmental demands, just put it all in there.
Well, no, because then it comes down to nursing skills, such as drawing blood, I don't know. Now, see, this is where we're gonna get ourselves, this is for sure. If we put all that in there, then
Yeah,
we're saying,
it's too-
no, that ain't gonna work.
stuff that's inapplicable.
Why don't we
So it
just
should
add,
be,
that
the
first
work
sentence?
requires some physical exertion such as bending, walking, and lifting boxes of files and small children up to 40 pounds, and it's in parentheses.
And then add that to the aids.
Yeah, that,
All right?
And then add, employee will be required to provide service in home settings, I don't know if they will, which may require climbing stairs.
Say that, slow down, say that again, Annie.
It's
Employee. will-
halfway down, the employee may risk exposure to potentially dangerous situations, including exposure to communicable diseases. If they're working in the clinic and happen to have somebody come in, I think it would be responsible to write that into their job description. And then,
And then stair climbing and that.
right. And they don't carry a pager. But a cell phone.
Yeah, when I get the call, I'll give you a call.
I just scratched that.
Sure.
You scratch the employee may required to serve in an on-call capacity that requires carrying a paper and a cell phone. You scratch that.
The employee will be required to carry a cell phone. Right, that yet didn't go down to the cell phone part. I guess the employee,
Okay. Cell phone,
like intern doesn't have a cell phone.
So any other changes?
All of these, work things, this isn't gonna make time, right? Just- Once we agree to 20-some just off summer area work.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. I mean, if I was averaging 43 to 46 hours a
I know, but
week,
this is where we, this
Right.
is how we got into this.
Right.
So I'm just trying to protect ourselves, so we don't get into this again, but it's not gonna take anything away, but if we don't cover it, go over each one, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Back here again, it's not good.
Like I say, capped at 20 hours unless approved by the supervisor and Granite County Commission.
Okay with that?
Yep.
I just don't wanna get back into, you know, I mean, I know what, we're doing such a good job, it's gonna blow up and we're gonna be back into the same thing again.
Well, I think we have,
And I want you to realize that I wanna make sure that when you said you didn't want nothing to do with the school, right? I want that noted, cause they're still asking and they're thinking you might, but we can't.
I was very clear to Toby that I would not have time
Okay.
to do the school, period.
okay,
Can I put
I
that
was
in, can
very
you put it in
clear.
an email to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we get a
I'll
copy
forward
of
that to
please?
you.
Yeah, cause
Yep.
I got a couple people asking, I said, she don't want to do that, she's got enough stuff to do.
Right, and I said I'm not interested in adding any more to my current duties.
I just want to get.
And
on
so,
that.
Yeah.
She was wondering if I would be able to do that in addition, it's like, no, I am not, but thank you for asking.
yeah. Well, I think,
I can't, you know.
I think some of our Annie supporters have kind of got on a road and are selling stuff for us, okay? And I know that's what's happening.
Well-
Especially with health nurse, okay, oh, what about this, and we brought up right here, and that conversation has been going on a lot. So, great, he said no, looking at
I
things
just want to make sure
now,
we're all on the
that's-
same page.
We want to be able to say what you say. So,
I guess,
But I did let her know that I would be able to assist with immunizations for those that needed it.
so
Which
that's
is
something
nothing
you
new.
normally do, yeah.
That's something that's normally
Right.
done.
I think, remember this conversation started as a revenue stream potentially, and.
Right.
Okay, and then, but it requires a lot more than.
Well, and for the person that mentioned that, to just take the money that they would spend on a school nurse and add it to my, that's just like, no, you know,
But,
that doesn't
well,
help the situation. It
they
just-
were thinking that maybe they could throw that in there to cover for the budget. The way they were talking, you know, take from other people to pay this, you know, that don't work.
Well,
And then you
it's
can't-
well intended, I
There's a
know,
lot more
but,
than,
yeah,
well, there's a lot more to it than just going and saying, well, we're gonna take the or the school's money, and then you're gonna end up with a full-time job there.
So do you want to add that the aides' hours are capped at 20, subject to, or unless otherwise approved by the supervisor and Granite County Commission?
We're not trying to micromanage it, but we gotta keep control. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think you're doing an awesome job, but I knew it was gonna happen. Once they get somebody, they will use them like a mule.
so with the changes, I'd entertain a motion to adopt the health assistant clerk position description.
You gonna move that?
I'm gonna ask for a motion, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking here a second, just.
Well, and in-
I just wanna make sure that when we do this, that we're all on the same page, 'cause I just wanna make sure everybody knows what's going on.
well, and it says accountable to public health RN supervisor, so that's not accountable to the schools. That's accountable to requests that I may generate, which will reflect.
And you email the school with.
Yep,
Okay, I just wanna make, I guess maybe I'm dragging this out a little bit, I just wanna make sure it's done right, and we're all agree, and this time we're set. Something else I wanted to ask. And this will be, if we accept this, clerk, start out at a grade 7, correct?
That's what she
12.19 an hour, at 20 hours a week.
How much per hour?
12.19.
Yes, that's what we talked about, that's what we talked about.
Yep, that's what we talked about.
So on that note,
We should probably put that
In the motion?
in the job description.
Yeah.
20 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
Starts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the starting grade.
Every way, yeah.
You get all that, Mike?
The first sentence on the environmental plan, physical environmental plan, the first sentence from the public health nurse. And risk exposure and stair climbing and cell phone limited to 24 hours a week. Position starts grade 7 on the county's pay matrix.
Which is 12.19.
Limited at 20?
Yeah, that could change.
Limited at 20, Mike?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
limited to 20 hours per week.
You like that?
Okay, now 20 hours are with benefits, right?
Yeah, that
Okay,
could.
so
Yeah, it's
annual
showing it
amount.
as the clerk half-time, and brings it right down at the end of the year, it's $28,407.
So Andy, like, so you
Insurance is
understand,
13,000, we pay more for their insurance than
Than their salary.
of their salary, so
And how much was the salary or the benefits? I didn't see that copy.
you gotta know that, so that when you're recruiting, okay?
Cause they'll say, well, $12 ain't much, but you feed it with the insurance, that makes it up to 25 right there.
It's gonna have to find something better.
Well, I mean, you know,
Just the
when you're
insurance.
recruiting, you go, holy cow, I mean, full benefits? Think about it. This is a person with a family. Look what we have to put out, Andy, to make that work. See what I'm talking about?
Just
That's the number we have to look at. We don't care what they make an hour, we gotta know with benefits.
Well, that doesn't include, social security or FICA or, those kind of things.
Sure does.
Sure does, yes.
Absolutely.
Right across the board.
Absolutely. We pay our percentage of all of that.
Oh, that's-
Every month in insurance, the county pays out $52,315, just in insurance for the people. That's a month.
Employee insurance, health insurance.
We
That is, you know,
we
they don't
contribute more than
realize how
anybody
much.
like can find. It's good, okay?
Right.
So that's your recruiting deal. Holy smokes, it's full benefits. You can protect your whole family on a part-time job. See what I'm saying? Anyway, so there you go. So Mike, do you think we have the corrections on the,
I believe so.
okay?
I want to just get a copy of it.
Yeah. So ordinance, Scott, did you make a motion or someone make a motion?
I made the motion on it that, you know, that we're all on track and know what's going on for sure.
And the part-time health
Clerk
clerk,
half-time. It says here
So
where
the-
they're talking and
The
agreeing.
8 position description with changes.
right, so we're adopting
Yeah.
Position
Yeah.
description, which
Yeah.
is you.
With
have
the
a
changes.
motion?
changes,
on the description.
with the changes.
Is that your motion, Stephanie?
I'm seconding.
Any discussion on the motion? From the
Do
commission,
you understand it?
from the,
Of course they do.
the
I'm
other.
not being rude or nothing, but I just want to make sure that we all understand.
Dick, did you have a public comment on the motion?
I'd like to get a copy of the budget.
Like Annie's budget?
It's in
Yeah,
that.
it's in there, you can go pull it.
It's already in there.
Should be, yeah.
It was in there, it's been in there.
Elena?
Yeah, I have a question. What day of the public hearing starting on the preliminary budget started August 23rd, ended August 30th? Was this all discussed? The public health nurse's budget. You know which day that was?
What day were you here?
Which one, let's see.
Maybe I can.
I've got August 7th, August 14th, August 21st, August 28th.
Right.
You
You
were
were
here
here.
all those days?
I was not here on the 14th. I was here the 7th, the 21st, and the 28th.
You were here on the 28th?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
I have one more question here. I don't know whether you were here for the meeting this morning, but they amended, the commissioners amended the budget for fiscal 2018.
No, we
Uh,
amended the resolution.
But the resolution amended the budget.
Okay, I had asked them another question, whether that was to prevent them from assessing you with personal liability for that, the overage. If you refer to section 76406, 4, says the governing body may amend the budget during the fiscal year by conducting public hearings at a regularly scheduled meeting. This current fiscal year ended June 30th, and so I don't think that they were legally enabled to amend the budget.
So that statute's talking about the entire budget of the county, not individual line items.
This is the appropriation power arguments and requirements, okay? And that's what it says on that, down there. So I don't know whether, based on my reading of this, the current fiscal year is already ended, and then you shouldn't be able to amend the prior fiscal year. Again, it's a question of the personal liability on the overdraft. I would assume that the commissioners are amending that and relieving her of the personal liability. So my question is, are you accepting the personal liability for the overdraft?
So when you don't answer that, you work for us, you don't work for
The public?
the public. We work for the public. The public's comment and question is noted. And yes, we were within the law by amending the budget. We did it. That's the answer.
So, yeah, every county does it that way.
Well, every county is violating the law.
We should go after every county.
Huh?
You know what,
Well,
nobody
you're supposed to obey
bothers.
the law, or you're supposed to obey what every
You
other
need to get your
county
law
does.
degree first.
Pardon?
You need to get your law degree and then put practice in law.
I'm reading it. Is there something about it you don't understand?
Absolutely a lot, because there's always competing, and you haven't researched enough to know that. We'll take our advice.
I just read you the law.
He has a degree, and
I don't
he's
care
got a
whether it's
license.
agreed. Can't you understand that?
Oh, okay, so we're done with that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thanks, Andy. All right,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
don't take this wrong. It's just us. take care of business.
Expectations.
Well, you know, what's interesting is that nobody holds me accountable when I work over the hours. They're just looking at what money is spent. So Dick and Dana, I have not had anybody come up with extra checks to help me reimburse things. So if you guys want to do that,
Thanks,
have
Amy.
at it.
Thanks, Amy.
Keep your,
I know.
You're all right, don't.
Dick, would you please shut your phone off when you come in, please?
I didn't realize it was on.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, boys.
I said please.
Yeah, nobody calls me, so.
Yeah, whatever, just shut up. Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
Okay, this is
Thank you,
time set
Amy.
for proposals on courthouse roof project, review and decision, do we have any